but like it's crazy because it's, at that time I didn't know that that wasn't normal, and yeah, so we were very poor. We lived in a trailer for most of our life. We even lived in a camper for quite a few years, with all those kids,
11 kids.
and the camper was, just a normal camper, but the trailer that we lived in was so bad off. It had like holes in the floor, and we would use the oven for a heater in the winter, like, 'cause we didn't have a heater, so we would just open the oven. And then we had like wall AC units for, summer, and the doors didn't lock, and so we'd have homeless people like breaking in, I guess not breaking in because they didn't have to break in, they just walk in, like things like that. And but then no one ever knew that we were poor because, we grew up very like hush hush. But like it's crazy because it's, at that time I didn't know that that wasn't normal. It's like you just know what you're experiencing, but he made sure that we were very sheltered, and like we weren't allowed to sleep at other people's houses and things like that. And I think now it was because he knew the more we would be around other people or see how life is, or, like one, we might see that what we were experiencing wasn't right and wasn't normal, but two, it would give us an opportunity to possibly tell and, and break that facade that we were living under. Yeah, but it's like, you can't speak the truth in that kind of environment. You're scared for your life. So then there was a lot of things that I hadn't like talked about or like admitted that had happened to me or like other siblings at that point, because we weren't allowed to talk about things. And so I think it's crazy how your brain can literally, you even convince your own self that certain things, don't happen until you're out of it. And it's safe to even accept the reality, and be honest with yourself about it, much less other people. And it wasn't safe to do that at that point, I've seen him like put a gun in her mouth and pull the trigger, and it was just Russian roulette, like the bullet happened to not be in that chamber, or beat her over the head with like a pan from the oven, and she like burns everywhere, and broke her ankle, made us tell people she fell down the stairs. It was just like always different things. So she definitely got the brunt of the abuse and the worst end of it.